France and maybe across the world with the findings and the results from the local elections. Where are you going to start?
We're going to start with the new, first of all, the new Prime Minister, who is Manuel Valls. Word got out earlier on today, and Francois Hollande, in his short speech, which was broadcast at 8 o'clock Paris time, we have some reactions from it. Eric Ciotti, who is a right-wing opposition member of Parliament, says Hollande's speech says that he has heard the message, but in the end, he's repeating once again that they're still on course. How blind to reality can you be? And brickbats from the far left as well. Jean-Luc Mélenchon of the Parti de Gauche, the left party, he says that the decision of the head of state in naming Manuel Valls as Prime Minister, not very popular among the left, Mr. Valls, shows that he has understood nothing of the expectations of the French people. And also a French journalist, Pauline de Saint-Remy, also weighs in a 7-minute speech dedicated to gathering together. Hollande made an awful lot of sweet hellos to the left and even found the time to tackle his predecessor, Nicolas Sarkozy, on justice. And so there is quite a lot of disarray within his own party. And a deposed Socialist Party councillor from Orléans earlier on today, he lost his seat yesterday, but he's still got a sense of humour. He tweeted earlier on, please, Francois, please avoid a reshuffle on the 1st of April in order to save us the last little bit of credibility that we have.
April Fool's Day, of course, 1st of April. Not a very auspicious time to be shuffling your pack.
Not at all, no. People could get the wrong idea.
Okay, the big winners, of course, it is being said, of this election were the National Front, the far-right party.
That's right. The National Front took 12 municipalities. Now, it's one of their best. It's their best results since 1995. Now, however, quite a lot of analysts are saying that it's maybe not actually quite as good as that. A historian of the National Front party, David Doucet, writes in Les Anrock, the culture magazine, which leans, you could say, pretty much to the left. And he says the National Front not actually that good, or didn't do actually that quite well. He says that they really only took 2 cities larger than 30,000 people. Of course, you can count the 7th sector in Marseille, which they took, which is 150,000 people. So that's quite substantial. But he says it doesn't really match up to what they took in 1995. They only took 3 cities, but they were reasonably large, one of which was Toulon, 100,000. And he says that the National Front will now basically be left with, it's really got a big task to live up to. Marine Le Pen has promised that the cities will be run as model cities, and that may be a check that the National Front can't cash, especially when it comes to the 2017 presidential elections. Indeed.
Some of the reporting in France has kind of alarmed me in a sense, because I look upon the National Front as a kind of far-right, in inverted commas, dangerous party. Some of its policies very extreme. Do you think that's been sort of reflected by French reporting, or are they looking at the NF as something that's just like a normal party?
There's something, they've certainly been stuck with them for so long, and they've become very, I suppose, part of the political landscape that people, even before Marine Le Pen went on her sanitisation drive, they have got, it has sunk in. And also we have to remember that in France, unlike in a lot of other countries, municipalities exist at the smallest level, for instance, villages of 100 people. So it is actually quite easy for an extremist party of any stripe to get a foothold on the political landscape, and you only need 500 signatures in order to run for president as well.
I'd struggle to get 500, I'm sure. Tell us about the biggest village of all, Paris.
The biggest village of all, Paris, that's one of the exceptions in this election. They did quite well, actually, the Socialists. They had something to cheer about. The first ever woman mayor, Anne Hidalgo, was voted, and we can have a look here at how the political landscape has changed over the last 40 years. You can actually see that it went from basically mixed in the 1970s to all blue all blue under Jacques Chirac in the 1920s.
Slate.fr, Oliver. We need to leave it there. I'm very sorry. Out of time.
Worries.
Lots to go through on a busy weekend for France and its electors. Oliver Farry, thank you very much indeed with Media Watch. It's time for us to take a short break. After that, we're back with another World News Update and, of course, our Eye on Africa. Stay with us, live from Paris.